In my roles compendium for this meta, I have a section dedicated to status users. And whenever I think of status users, I always think of Rotom-Wash and also Thundurus, but he's not in this meta, for Wisp and T-Wave. But the way I've been using Rotom, I'm not doing good with him. Like in the beginning, I put Rotom on every team, I always do. You know, Volt, Switch, Wisp, T-Bolt, Hydro Pump. But when it comes to checking physical attackers, he's just been doing shit. And the reason why is that Lumberry is such a supreme item in this meta. We are not in Gen 6, 7, 8 where we have so many items to use, where Pokemon are holding Z crystals or Mega Stones, where we can expect, like, they don't have Lum, we can just throw out Wisp, we can do it. We are now in a meta where if you're an offensive Mon, you're probably Life Orb or Lumberry. It's more than likely you're one of the two, and typically Lumberry is going to do you better. Although, I mean, not that Life Orb's bad, but Lumberry has such a great sense of insurance to it that it's led me to realize how bad I'm using Rotom. And the same will actually go to Arcanine. Last video, it was about Intimidate, and I had Arcanine in there, and I said Arcanine is just such a mess to use. Because I was thinking he just has to use Will-O-Wisp, I'm just so married to the idea of Will-O-Wisp that I'm wasting his potential. And the same goes to Rotom. Instead of Wisp, I could just carry Nasty Plot or Volt Switch, and the reason why is that if I fight T-Tar, I should just be clicking Hydro Pump on him anyways, and then try to finish off my partner. Because if I click Wisp, he gets to +1, his partner, with Dragon Dance, his partner smacks me, and then I die to a +1 crunch on the next turn, I'm fucked. And there goes my so-called, you know, T-Tar check, my so-called physical check. If I fight Garchomp, he can just Dragon Claw me once, I Wisp him, Lumberry cures it, and then him and his partner double me and I'm dead. Like, Rotom has such low expected value because I've been using him like shit, like a knucklehead. And that brought me to why Gyarados, and I've talked about this in the thread, why Gyarados is just a better Pokemon, because Intimidate is your first and foremost key to defeating physical attackers in this meta. It's always been the first step. Like, you know, Intimidate's always been a highly coveted ability. I mean, look at Landorus Therian. His claim to fame is his stats plus Intimidate plus U-turn. So, what's the difference here? The difference is you can stop Will-O-Wisp, you cannot stop Intimidate. Minus things like a competitive Pokemon persuading you not to, or Clear Body, Inner Focus, but overall, on the whole, Intimidate is an ETB ability. That means enter the battlefield. As soon as Gyarados sets foot, Intimidate procs, their physical attack is reduced, you are good to go. Will-O-Wisp, you have to take, if they're Lum, you have to take at least 2 turns to get that going. That is not good. You can miss. You have to click it twice on their Lumberry, meaning you have to roll an 85% chance twice. That's not good. People think 15% small. No, you have not played Pokemon if you think that. Wisp is going to fuck you over if it misses, and you're going to really wish you had Intimidate right there. They can block it. They can switch out. They can redirect it. Wisp might seem permanent, but it's not as permanent as them having to swap for a turn. It's not as unblockable as Intimidate. So you're costing yourself momentum, you're taking risks with missing. They can redirect it, you can be taunted, anything can happen. Once Intimidate hits the field, you're good. Which leads me to say, I was thinking of Arcanine the wrong way. Will-O-Wisp is not on his moveset. Intimidate is. You can put on Helping Hand, you can put on Snarl, Morning Sun, you can have Roar to beat out Tricker Mons. So why the hell would I have Wisp? I already have Intimidate. And the Mons I want to Wisp, the common physical attackers, T-Tar and Garchomp, they're going to smack my ass to begin. They're going to Stone Edge me, they're going to Earthquake, they're going to Rock Slide. I'm fucked. So, I'm using Wisp wrong. I'm thinking about this game the wrong way. So, let's come to Gyarados here. Enter the battlefield, Intimidate procs, good to go. Then, if I need Thunder Wave to like T-Wave something fast like Latios, like Gengar, anything, if I want to fuck over a slower Mon by making it even slower, by making it risk being paralyzed, then I'm able to do that. I am not here explicitly to click T-Wave. I'm here to click Waterfall. I have Ice Fang for Garchomp, and then I have Intimidate. As soon as I touch the field, good to go. That is insanely high expected value, and it's why I've never had a problem with Gyarados. I've always had a problem with Rotom. So what status Mons can really just get going if there's this so-called Supreme Lumberry item? Well, you gotta think. Is that Pokemon status going to be blocked by Lum, yes or no? Or is the Pokemon you're targeting going to have a Lumberry, yes or no? Can you do something other than that? So we'll come to Breloom. Breloom has Spore. It's always been its claim to fame. Fantastic move. But you don't have to click Spore. If you bring Breloom, it's because you want Spore, obviously, but you don't have to click Spore. If they're faster than you, you can smack them with offense. With Mach Punch, you can Bullet Seed them to death. If they're slower than you, then they're susceptible to Spore. So Breloom fulfills more than just the role of clicking a status move. He's got options, which is what you need for a status mon. You need variety. If we take Beastie Boys, my Sableye set, I can Taunt to stop setup. I can Will-O-Wisp if I know that they're vulnerable to it, or I can Quash them for speed control. That is all very valuable. All of these moves can have immediate effects. They matter. And if I can't do any of that, well, then I can look at their partner with it too. I can Nightshade either one of them. He's always got something that he can click most of the time, I'd say. Mons like here and really give him trouble, but overall, like, Sableye is just he's a reliable status inducer. Now, whether or not he's actually going to make top cut, that can be debated, but his role as a prankster mon is pretty solid. I mean, hell, people even, for a while, use this in doubles in Gen 6. He's got a cool set. Now, I don't think anyone would stay up or hold it up to standards today, but you know, he had his time. And coming to other Mons, we have Volbeat. He's got a status move with Thunder Wave. If that doesn't work, then if anything protects, he can Encore. He's got them locked down. If he needs to steal something's item, like say a Garchomp with Lumberry, trick them to Iron Ball, their speed's immediately cut. You steal their Lumberry, then you can, if you need to, you can Wisp them with something else. You can shut that Garchomp, well, I was about to say T-Tar, but T-Tar is immune to Prankster because it's a dark type. But whenever you deal with a Pokemon that's weak to like this Iron Ball trick setup, and if it's also physically weak, or weak to Will-O-Wisp, you can get that going. If you have like a double status score, if you are Intimidate Mom, whatever it is that you've got going for the status, for the mitigation setup, for the sabotage, then this Pokemon is not cucked by Lumberry, which is very valuable. Infestation's kind of just there for trapping, but it's never really clicked. You want to click these. So that's where Volbeat's usefulness as a status mon comes in, is that it's got more than just, you know, it's not married to something like Will-O-Wisp, it's not married to Thunder Wave, it can do other things. Sableye's capable of just that, and Arcanine doesn't need Will-O-Wisp. You have Flare Blitz, you have Play Rough. I didn't mean to say Play Rough, I meant Morning Sun. Play Rough is cool, but Morning Sun, Roar, he's got other options, because he uses Wisp on entering the battlefield there. He can just lower their attack, you're good to go. So, to further show this example is Togekiss. She's primarily Dragon Immune, Ground Immune, Fat, Fighting, Resist. Might as well be Immune, I mean, ×4, but... And if she needs to, she can Thunder Wave. She doesn't have to do it. She is a great status spreader because she doesn't have to be a status spreader. You know? Like, a great status spreader, they're going to get their mileage out of not forcing themselves to click that status move. Which means you can make wiser choices. Did you need to follow me? Well, Thunder Wave isn't that important this turn. I'll do it next turn because I can take the hit. Well, I don't need to Wisp them, so how about I Quash them? I can get that done. I just need to Mach Punch that T-Tor. I don't got to status it. I just got to trick an Iron Ball onto this Cresselia, onto this Latios, onto this Garchomp. All I've got to do is Intimidate, sit here and look pretty. I'll figure out the rest. I've just got to Waterfall him. I've got to get Intimidate procced. If I could Thunder Wave him, I'll do it. If I can't, I'm good. Which leaves Rotom. He's got Nasty Plot. He's got a great special stat. He's got Dark Pulse if he needs to smack something weak to it, like Cresselia, like the Lotties. And He's got Volt Switch. He's more than capable of just running double electric, 1 water, and then protect. So I've been using these two the wrong way. Well, I've been using Rotom. I haven't used Arcanine yet, but I've been thinking about him the wrong way. I've been using Retrosoft the wrong way. So I'll get much more mileage out of them when I start like using my head more. When I realize if Lumberry is this important of an item, then I need to change how I play, or else I'm just failing these Pokemon, because I still think Rotom's great. And I do think, especially because one of my friends told me about how he uses Arcanine plus Hitmontop. He doesn't need Will-O-Wisp ever. He's got the double Intimidate down, and then Arcanine's free to do other stuff. And he's like rank 3 on the ladder, like he knows what he's doing. So that's a great way to use Arcanine. We just delete that and never look back. So my point overall is be sure that your status Pokemon can do something other than click a status move once, because if they have Lumberry, you're fucked. You're probably Frailmon, like a couple of them are. They will kill you in one blow, and then that's the end of you. But if you're able to get away with more, if you can see more mileage in your moves, and your stats, and your typing, then you can get work done and then still be a solid status spreader. So as long as you meet those conditions, you will be good to go. So that's all. Thanks for watching.